All right, how's it going, everybody? Here with at just after midnight. Went to a local shop for a late pre-release, and we ended very late. So as they ended, they started selling boxes since the set was officially out. So I have 3 boxes of From Nightmares. Let's crack them together. It's not really a pack opening channel, so apologies for the relatively meh camera. Just don't have a great spot to record this. Went ahead and took the shrink wrap off of these boxes. So, full art promo is Yuna. Looks pretty decent, actually. Wasn't really a fan of it when it was spoiled, but it looks a lot better in person than it does in the initial screenshot. Alright, first pack. Let's see what we got. As far as things I would like, the number one, like other than the Cloud, would be a Rydia. Alright, so first foil, we have a Larcacus and an Ace. Had really weird rare luck this set. I've gone to 2 pre-releases and I pulled exactly 1 Rydia. Larcacus is really good. Kind of happy to get a foil of him. Also some really nice art. Actually my 3rd Ace. Foil Umaro and a non-foil Umaro. Don't see that a lot. Yeah. Kind of heard mixed reviews on him. Kind of funny, there's finally a playable Mog in Fire Ice, and then they print another Umaro this set that competes for that slot. So Aerith, Vanille, Snow, Edge, Tono, good card, Monk, Vaughn, Vivi, and Cherokee. But yeah, 6 is in a weird spot. I wish I liked the deck. I thought like maybe like a Water Ice 6 would function this set with the Realm, and then the Strago came out. I haven't been impressed. I think Realm really needs more support than that can give her. Garnet, that's absolutely incredible card. Will Fenrir, and a Hilda. And still no Rydias, by the way, in the rare slots yet. Not worried about it. I'd actually like to pull a playset of foil at least for that card. Darkness, Monk, Graf, Tidus, Tifa, Zac, foil Aeldnarsh, and a very Aldi. Less said about Aeldnarsh, the better. I think it's funny, someone pointed out that it isn't even a Fail Thanos out because it's 5 CP. So it is just hilarious. They went out of their way to make that card as bad as possible. Elgo, Riku, Undead Princess, Yuna, Bartz, Tono, Garnet, Edge, and Varialdi. Kuja, Rydia, there's a Rydia, and a Joseph. I actually think that Joseph is slept on by quite a few people. Everyone's like, oh, but you lose the backup. And I'm like, I wasn't playing the backup anyway. I think that my little mono water list actually very easily will slot a copy of that just to play Firion with even less fire cards being necessary. There's plenty of times you'll pay 3 to play a Firion anyway. So, Flan, Dodge, Zoo, Monk, Bomb, White Mage, Genova Synthesis, and a non-foil Yuna. Actually, I should keep my legends separate. There's the Ace. Always a little sad. I kind of wish like the box topper would be a hero, just so that like it didn't feel bad to pull a legend. Because I think that like legends should be like exciting to pull. And I kind of think that like it hurts the momentum of the set a little bit when you pull a legend and you're just like, oh cool, it's, you know, the cheap one. You know, you can usually pick up the box toppers for a couple bucks. So, well, speaking of underwhelming legends, there's Yuna with the Tidus. Kind of like that actually. Ifrit, Sanctuary Keeper, and a Sephiroth. It's the first Tidus I've pulled in the set. It's kind of nice. Would like to get a couple of him, preferably in foil. Was hoping for something a little better with my foil legend slot in the Yuna, but that's why we got 3 boxes. Really good card. Happy to have access to her, but obviously I'm not going to be playing that one. Foil Golbez. Back-to-back foil legends. Another card I didn't really have any excitement for. Even pulled that in one of my pre-release kits, which, let me tell you, when you're playing limited and you pull what is meant to be like a high rarity bomb and it does quite literally nothing, to the point where you don't even consider playing it, you know it's not a very fun card to pull. I just don't really think there's legs to that deck. You know, you kind of have to have a playable Archfiend to want to play Archfiends. What the heck did I do? Okay. Foils go there. Heroes go... Not foil. Boom. Yeah, like the Archfiend, like... When there aren't any good Archfiends, I just don't know why I'd go out of my way to play that deck. Just seems like a lot of work for, like, maybe a deep draw engine. Which, don't get me wrong, I love my deep draw, but there's got to be a better way to do that. Mobius and a non-foil Golbez. One day I will keep my pile straight. That completes a playset of Golbez for me. Mobius is a interesting one. I've seen really mixed opinions. People just think like the set doesn't do enough. Other people think that it's really, really good. I think the truth is, like a lot of things, probably somewhere in between. I think the real problem is that if your opponent removes the ice one, like even just bounces it, if you can't replay it, then you just kind of, the whole thing falls apart. Which like is meant to be mitigated by the fire one, but like maybe you even just remove the fire one, and then now all of a sudden your opponent has 2 6 EP forwards with a mono art. So like I kind of wonder if it'll end up being too fragile. Actually, I'm gonna flip these. So I don't know. A lot of people are like, oh well, they're like clogging the hero slots, and I'm like, some of the heroes in the set are a little underwhelming, I think. Sid Highwind's kind of another one that, like, you can, like, dream big with the card, but who knows how good it actually is. Man, I'll start talking about them, and I pull all 3 of them within a couple packs. There's the Kurlax, and then there's the Sarah Mobius. Actually a card I wouldn't mind a full of, but I'm not anticipating getting one. One was pulled in the case this is from, so it seems pretty unlikely. Oh, we got a foil Larsa and a Sin. Still looking for that first full art. Alright. So we have a Clavet and a non-foil Tidus. Very nice. That is 2 of my 3 necessary Tidus to get a playset. And then I would love to stop pulling them. This is not too bad. It's pretty applicable. Goes in a lot of decks, maybe. Foil Tidus, that's what we like to see. And a Sophie. Seeing that card in foil. Looks really nice. I really like how mono foils look. Just something about like the way that the background really stands out. And it makes like his really interesting line work really shine. It's kind of funny seeing some people don't actually like a mono art. I actually think it's one of the best parts of the game. Well, Rikyu, never a bad pull. And Nishtola. Stola is the finisher I did not know 13 needed. I don't know what to make of 13. Just kind of a deck I just don't like conceptually. Foil starter Sarah? I think that card's actually a little slept on. I think there's some potential there. There's enough decent Moogles where she might do something at some point. And she's a 2 CP free forward, so never can complain about that. Oh, I forgot this was in the set. Wow. We are very happy to see this. Full art Lock. And a non-foil Maya. Wow. Let me pick this guy up for the camera a little bit. I don't even play with foil locks right now. That is a card I'm extremely happy to see. Might actually drop to 1 in Earthwind, thanks to the Cloud. They kind of do different-ish things, and there's enough recursion where maybe it's actually worth it. I don't know. Ruby Weapon and a Maydeen. But, I mean, regardless, getting that guy in max rarity, one of the few cards that I think, of the legacies, it's by far the most interesting. The Yuna's way past her prime, and the Lena's really, she's an interesting card, but I don't think I've ever really seen her see a lot of play. So, I like the art on the Yuna. I think that it'll kind of keep that card somewhat collectible. I think the Lena's gorgeous, but foil Joseph, non-foil Anima, the worst cards maybe of all time. I guess it's a 4 CP 9K, but it's interesting enough to be a hero, but it really doesn't have hero text. Lean and a Mog 6. Kind of just assuming in 3 boxes I'll hit most of the rares and commons I want to talk about, at least one of. Maybe I'd be better off kind of talking about them, but I do kind of want to get through this some piece. 3rd foil legend. That is not bad at all. Stola is a good one. And again, probably of the Fire Lightning cards, the only good one. I also just like her in general. I think that there's the potential for you to play both the Stolas and use the other one as just for the special. Foil Sephiroth. I really like the compilation of Final Fantasy VII art. Non-foil 7. I don't know. It's dark and moody, which I always think that FF7 does a little bit too much of in any media that's not the original game or even remake. But I don't know. There's just something kind of good. Everybody looks like they're dropping an album cover. Alright, next pack. Full art, Cherukiki. Wow, that is gorgeous. Second consecutive Emperor, which is not ideal, but let's see if I can pick that up for the camera. Admittedly, I don't think the package is any good. I think all 3 forwards are just way too low impact. And they kind of, none of them do, they don't have a cohesive game plan other than Cherokee getting them to the field, one of them sort of blocks as an 8K with an RFG trigger, and the other one like sort of does a mill game plan. But like, do you really care if your opponent sends the top card of your deck to the break zone? Like, if it happens a lot, sure, but like, I don't know. I'm a big believer of like the only card in the deck that matters is the last one. So, I like, to me, the Thief and the Makichiruki are like literally worse than Vanillas, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Brain says that like mill is a form of advantage, especially with some of the recursion going around. Well, if I wanted to play it, there's a foil Cherokee key to go with it. I do love the art. It's just so adorable. Maybe one of the cutest cards of all time. So, not expecting another full art in the box. Honestly, not expecting another foil legend either. Foil Jinai. Remember a friend of mine was talking that they were hoping that would have actually like they were looking at all the FFL art that wasn't used, and they saw that card, and they're like, oh, that's going to be like so cool when they release it. And then the card we got is not good. It is admittedly very good in pre-release. I've lost 2 games on the back of that card alone. On foil Prish. Tomberry is also very good. Will not complain about that pack at all. Tomberry is the next in a time-honored tradition of water monsters forming the Conga line. I think this one happens to be a better blocker as well, which makes it annoying. Because there definitely are games where it's like, you know, a lot of people talk about like Blue Worm just like is holding a point of damage over your opponent's head, but a lot of times like they're also just preventing a point of damage. And I think that that's sometimes like where some of the strength comes in, is that like essentially they either add a point of damage to your opponent or they remove a point of damage from yourself, because they're so hard to get out of the way. So if it's profitable for you to block, which at the end of some games it's going to be, then you do so. Foil Zoo, that is my spoiler. I'm gonna put that off to the side. Be kind of fun to have a binder, like a little mini card binder with all of my personal spoilers, if I end up getting more. Again, thanks very much to Square for reaching out and giving me that. That is my 4th Zidane pulled today. We played it our pre-release, and in my 9 packs, I pulled a foil and a non-foil Zidane. And then in my 2 victory packs, I pulled another non-foil Zidane. So, not gonna complain though. I think that of the legends in the set, Zidane will probably be one of the most expensive ones. And there is our box. So let's go through. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 legends, 3 foil legends, and a foil starter, and our 2 full arts. I will leave the full arts. Off to the side. We will take our commons and rares, put them in the box for a little bit so I can get them sorted into bulk later. Kind of hilarious. I somehow cut to 2 dodges. Where? Oh, there's the lock. Alright, let's go on to our next set. Our next box. This lid is not wanting to go in the right spot. I'm gonna probably rip this box, I'm betting. Okay, what am I missing here? Hold down. Go in. Ah, that's what I'm missing. There we go. So, second Una. We'll have a nice little playset by the end of that, hence why I got the 3 boxes. It's not like they're expensive to buy off of friends. I have a lot of friends that buy master cases, but I don't know. Gives me enough chances at some chase cards, and Lock Cherokee I will definitely take. Riku Sid Highwind. It's very nice. So we get some better management here. Commons and rares. Undead Princess and Atitas. Foil Zoo. Non-foil Lightning. Lightning's an interesting card. 5 CP haste, and there's no condition for her playing a card onto the field. I know that people talked about like the Sid Reigns from the starter set being probably the best target, which is cool. Definitely can't argue that. It's probably about the only thing that really makes it better than Aranea, actually, in my opinion. Ooh, foil Raffia. Wow. Really wish this could come in full art. But it's not original art, so it wasn't likely to. I would love for someone to prove me wrong, but until we get a Warrior of Light backup engine, I can't see myself playing this card. I think you have to have backups to play it, and even there, like, it's actually a little awkward because like you want to get the draw on the turn she comes in, so she costs 1. But you have to do that. You have to tap a backup, pitch a card from hand, and then play her. And if your opponent has like removal for her, you don't. I mean, you still get the thing in response, but then it's like you're paying 3 to get the removal and the draw, and you still have to pitch a card from hand to do it. It's just like so you have to like have a forward on field maybe for her, but like I don't know. There are like in Earth Water, there's enough decent backups. You can run Sarah FFL, Kryl, and Ingus, and you have 3 backups, but all of them are named, and there's no searchers for any of them other than Sildra. Which, admittedly, Sildra will get 2 of them, but then you have to hard draw the Ingus, so like, how many do you run? I guess you could like search it with a Bosch, but it like if I'm doing something like that with a Bosch, I'm just gonna search a good card. You know? Like, that's a tricolor deck at that point. I don't know, maybe there's something there. But, like, Ferris was a 2-card combo, and that felt, like, not good to me last set. So, I can't see a 4-card combo, even if 3 of the cards can be backups. I just think we're past the point where that's good enough. Even 3 CP kill something and draw a card is, for that much investment, really just isn't all there. Chocobo Eater is actually a really scary card. First deck I'm probably going to playtest is going to be Rydia Turbo. And the thing I'm scared of is there's just a lot of incidental hate for 2 costs. They've kind of realized that like Palamporum and Rydia are just too good. And they're kind of starting to overcompensate a bit and just print too much removal for that. So you kind of enter a situation where it's like your opponent's going to go 1 CP and they're just going to essentially rip the Amat out of your hand because you can't let them Chocobo Eater your Rydia away. You can't have it. I think a lot of, especially Earthwind, will probably play a copy of it. Ash, non-foil Barretts. Got high hopes for Barret. I don't know how often you're going to get 2 multi-element casts in the same turn while he's on field. But I mean, a 4 CP body that like has some upside, and your opponent like has to kill, but they don't want to kill. I don't know. It just seems like that's got some potential. Foil Lightning. I still think that like they should consider moving the foils into the starter deck. Like at random, try to make it worth it to open them. They kind of have a problem where I think a lot of the starter deck cards end up being like the actual sealed starter decks are almost too cheap for what they are, which I think is bad for retailers. Very good for consumers. Again, I think that like if you want to get into the game, yeah, it's not really where you want to be. Full Art Chimera and a Gao. Hold up that Chimera for the camera. Admittedly, like, of the full art monsters, this is the better one. I think there's like interesting things you can do with it. You even saw somebody mention that like it technically is a target that can sack itself for your Arden, and I actually think that like Arden is maybe is an extremely slept on card, but that would actually, like, if you have an Arden on field and you play a Chimera, that would be a 3 CP to go up to 5, which would be quite the savings. So maybe it has a place in that deck. I think Arden's a card that just people kind of gave up on too quickly. There's the text on the card is too good for it not to be good. And I considered trying to build something with it, and there's a lot of like interesting ideas. I kind of wish it was Ice Lightning. I liked when my friends had a deck that we ended up calling Nightsworn. That was Ice Lightning, and it would be you'd run like a lot of the Ice Knights, and you'd be pretty aggressive, but you would also play Noxuzaku, thanks to Axis. Axis, Nyx, and Tread all can sack themselves to do it. And you would have a Noxuzaku, and you could just get anything. Let me tell you, really obnoxious. Also really funny. One of my favorite silly things was when I found out I was playing Mono Wind against it. And at the time, this was before Dryad, Mono Wind didn't have a convincing out other than Typhon with 2 backups. And I did that. And my opponent, he laughed and then puts it 4 cards from the top of his deck, goes to his turn, he plays his turn out. And then he goes, okay, end phase? I said, yeah, cool. And he goes, mill 3? And I go, oh, it's the 5th card from top of your deck. Yep. And you drew 2 for turn. Yep. Oh, I'm dead. It says, you're dead. Review weapon. I kind of wish they would have just like made that like a legend cycle in the same way that they did with the primals. I actually think the primals were really cool. It feels like there could have been something there. Oh, that's... Well, I got something to go with my Cherokee key, I guess. I think this is by far the worst of the 3. Mill 1. They even gave it a hard once per turn. Would it have even been broken if they let you do it multiple times? Like, really? I don't know. It's definitely not a ghoul card. Maybe there's something there. Maybe the package is better than I'm giving it credit for, but I just don't see how you're supposed to stall. Cherokee Key is a 5k, so she dies to everything. Granted, like, if you have the Black Mage, he's like a pretty decent blocker because he blocks as an 8k, and he also like RFGs the thing that he blocks. Kuki Chibuki, there he is. Do I think that that's worth playing in the slightest? No, there's so many cooler things we can be doing right now. Like, you can't look at that and then look at like Une from the set and tell me, yeah, that's what I want to be doing. Man, this is it's a pretty good first box, not a very good second one. I guess I can't complain too much about Foil Zidane. I'm expecting Foil Zidane to be one of the 2 most expensive legends on the set. Cherokee Key, non-foil Refia. I would really like to pull a Cloud. My luck at pulling cover cards lately has been atrocious. In all of the packs of the previous set that I opened, I think 1 Yuffie. That is an impeccable pull. Vanille is, I think, the best card in the starter deck. Like, she'll be good way after the Lightning is good. Like, there's a total lack of name clash with her. She just does everything. Like, 3CP EX, search for a card. If the cards it searches are relevant, just... Those cards are almost never too bad. Happy to see a foil Ifrit. Really would like to see a foil Rydia at some point. That would be nice. Some Rydia and some Cloud would be great. There's a foil Chimera to go with our full art from the box. Fenrir and a Cherokee. So I'm pretty sure we've got a playset of all of the heroes at this point in non-foil, which is nice. Still have 0 clouds, by the way. Not looking forward to having to trade for those. Hit my playset of Une. 0 realms pulled too. There's our cloud. Finally. This card, I don't know what plays it, but if your deck can play it, you should be. Like, honestly, even like Wind Lightning Dragoons might play it. It's that good. Ailed Narsh and Laragorn. The upside is worth the potential whiffs off of a Alice. I like Mono Lightning for Dragoons right now. I think that the Kane backup is like a really nice paradigm shift for that deck. Allows you to stay really consistent in one color. There's the realm. Cool. Need at least one more of those in non-foil to have a playset. Let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 foil legends and starters, and our 2 full arts. Let's go ahead and put the rares and the commons away, and we will dig into the last box. So, one really good box. I'll take Cherokee Key Lock. I don't think the Cherokee Key is going to be super valuable. Like, I don't think I plussed off of the box or anything. But, like, if I'm going to get like a meh full art, I think Cherokee Key is one of the better ones. We'll have to be proven wrong on those cards, but just because I think like the design of them is really cool. I even kind of like the idea like the white mage gets to like resurrect them by like playing more copies of them from the deck. Alright, last box. Let's see what we got. Larsa Tidus. It's a decent start. Come on. I'd love to pull the signature cloud. Obviously not likely to happen. There we go. That's what I like to see. Sophie Ceramobius. I actually think that Sophie is very slept on. I think that monsters are going to be kind of everywhere. And sure, like Alexander does a lot of what Sophie does. But I actually really like that Sophie isn't just that. I think that there's a lot of little things she does that people are going to appreciate. I think the 9k haste actually is relevant. I think breaking monsters is relevant. I think reactivating your backups. Like, I know people are like, oh, well, we don't play Yuna to reactivate backups. And I'm like, that's not what this card does. This card reactivates backups and breaks a monster. I think that, like, I'm already on a copy of what's her name? Oh my god. Chilinka. Yeah, there we go. In any deck that can play her, I'm almost always running a Chilinka. So I just think that Sophie is pure upside over Chilinka. I think the condition of having a forward to break a monster is very easy, and having 2 forwards to do it for free is even better. Vivi and Arc. And I don't think it's that hard to get value. Like, even if you just, like, cast a summon, right? You know. Granted, I love stuff like Fiona, but I did get to pull off in pre-release. I warped a Sophie. She came in, and I then proceeded to cast Arc off of it. And she was a 5 CP discount on Arc, which was really cool. Don't think that's going to be how she's used in Standard, but fun little pre-release combo. Full Art Ace. Seen a lot of this card actually. And Full Art. Looks really nice actually. It's not the most exciting of cards, but it's one of those things like it's objectively good. It's just a matter of like, do I want to play enough fire cards to turn it on? I've never been a mono fire gamer, so probably not. Alright, got one more full art before we're done here. Edge and Anima. Wow, that is a disappointing pack. Not sure there's a lot of worse packs you could get, honestly. Neither of these are any good. Edge is at least okay in pre-release. If you happen to... like, it's not that easy to kill a 4K, and like 5K is like surprisingly relevant to killing stuff. Causes a big problem for like Doga. Which Doga's not that hard to enable in the set. Kuja Mobius. That Kuja card is really good. It's a nice little 1-of in Lightning decks right now. Maybe even a 2-of actually, because it does break itself. I always look for being able to crack my backups so I can continue the play. So it's just a really nice little feature. I have pulled 0 foil Iridia and 0 foil Garnet. It was a log 6 though. Also would not complain about a foil Realm. Only foil legend in this box was the Ace, which admittedly, I'll take a foil full art legend any day of the week. Foil Edgar. Full art Edgar. Okay. I'm okay with that. That looks really nice in person. Really good art on these cards. I don't think the combo is anything to write home about. It's not like bad, it's just not quite up to the power level of Standard right now. And also, like, if you're playing like a dedicated 6-deck, why are you not playing the other one? Might go a little faster now, just given that I'm not expecting any more hits in the box. There we go. Well, Sarah, that's very nice. That's one away from our playset. Again, I think she slept on, so happy to get another copy of her in foil. Foil Vincent. I'm actually kind of scared of Vincent, I'm not gonna lie. I think that like in any ice deck, being able to just lock your opponent's backups for a turn is maybe the kind of tempo swing that gives them the ability to push for game. And the opportunity cost of playing him I think is pretty low. There's kind of just an assumption when you pass to your opponent that your backups are going to be ready next turn to do stuff. So if your opponent can actually like, kind of mess with that, I think that can lead to a lot of very dead, awkward hands. And dead, awkward hands are how you lose the game. Dogo Laragorn. Dogo was my first pre-release All-Star. Went Doga Wall Trill, and I had some fire backups in the deck. So 7k your field over and over again. Tends to work out pretty well. There we go. That's a playset of Realm, which is nice. Still missing Cloud. Need 2 more Clouds. I have a feeling I'm not going to get that. Would like a foil Une. If I could have a request. I think I need a Prish still too. Hey, we got a Mog to go with our Sarah. I actually think he's a little better than he's given credit for as well. I don't know. Like to me, like I don't know what you really need out of a 1 CP forward to make you want to play him. Being able to kind of just bluff every one of your 13 forwards is bigger than their printed power is maybe enough to be good. Crystal. Okay. Sure, I'll take a 3-hit box. 2.5 hits. Crystals don't fully count, I guess. It'd be kind of fun to put that next to my pickles. There we go. That's my playset of foil Une. Almost didn't put this out on my heroes. Alright. Emperor and Arc. Double hero pack. I think I should get one more foil legend in this. Non-foil Prish. I think that's good. I think that gives me a playset. Foil Cloud would be really cool. Would also take a foil Prish or a foil Realm. Just know that I need 2 more clouds, and I'm not going to get them if I don't get. And now, Ricard is really good, by the way. I think it's maybe, if Ricard wasn't purple, he'd be considered one of the best backups in the game. Being able to dig 5 is actually like a massive difference compared to like a Waka. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's all 7 of my legends, so not really expecting much in these last couple packs. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Clav and Strago. Alright. Alright, last 3 packs. Let's see what we get here. At the end. Strago the Emperor. Ico and a Barrett's. That Ico might come in handy. If all the rumors are to be believed. Alright, what we got? Foil Cloud to end it. Oh. Oops. Okay. 4 legends and starters. 7 legends. 2 full arts. A crystal. Not bad. I will need to pick up 1 more cloud. That's gonna be a little annoying. But other than that, can't complain too much. Also, 0 foil Ridias. It's a little silly. Let's take a look real quick. You should get a place. Excuse me, a playset of every rare in a box. I don't know what it is with Ridia. She just doesn't like showing up for me. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. I'd love it if she would actually be like glued to my hand. But there's 1 Ridia. Yeah, there's just like 1 Ridia in the whole box. Huh. Alright, that is going to do it. We have, in 3 boxes, Cherokee Key, a lock, Maki Chibuki, Chimera, Ace, Edgar, and a Crystal token. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Know that I like to kind of spend some time at work just listening to stuff like this, so hopefully hearing me ramble on about cardboard and children's cards games makes y'all happy too. Laters.